El 3 de diciembre será el lanzamiento de Immortals Fenyx Rising, un nuevo juego en un nuevo universo que hará su estreno en sociedad y así mostrarte una aventura mítica, inspirada en todo el trabajo ganado con Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Y ahora que estamos tan cerca de su lanzamiento, hablamos con Scott Phillips, el director creativo del juego, para entender un poco lo que podemos esperar en este nuevo título. Si te interesa saber de esto, acompáñanos en este expediente.
Personally speaking, what was your motivation to create something completely from zero, a new idea?
A new IP is a fresh way to approach this Greek mythology, which was something we had sort of touched on in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But for us on Immortals Fenyx Rising, we were able to take things in a very different direction and very much, our own Quebec direction.
What are you satisfying in yourself and your creative team that you can do with this game and not with Assassin's Creed?
Well, I think in terms of the pillars, the core pillars of the game, in terms of the over-the-top mythological combat, the traversal, fast and risky traversal, and then puzzles were all elements that we couldn't necessarily have done. Fighting enemies, you're using these huge over-the-top powers, you're fighting against giant cyclopses. We wanted to go with a much more free-form traversal that could, where the player wasn't really sure whether they could get somewhere or not. That's where stamina comes in. And then I think another big aspect is having narrators, having these characters that are constantly informing you on the story, giving you a feeling of tone and of setting and of place. I think that's something really unique that we own that's not really often seen in open world games.
My personal question is, how much does humor impact the story? Is this a game that you can consider like a 100% funny stuff, or this is a game that it has its moments? Like, how do you visualizing the humor in the narrative?
I wouldn't call it a humorous game. It's a lighthearted game. So it's the best example is if you imagine it as an ancient Greek Guardians of the Galaxy, where the stakes are epic. The end of the world, the end of the universe is at stake. It's fun. And I think personally that's something that people in 2020 can sort of grab a hold of. Hey, we might need some more positive entertainment that's engaging and fun and lighthearted.
What do you think that will be the coolest movements or the coolest powers that you think that the player will go like, heck yeah?
For me, I think the two biggest ones are probably using the Hammer of Hephaestus, which is just this, super powerful, gigantic hammer that you can call and smashes your enemies and sends them flying up in the air. And then for me, the other fun one is the arrows of Apollo, which you can guide. And so we've built all of these puzzles around guiding your arrows. And I think it's in both our vaults of Tartarus and in the world. I think those are two elements that are really, really fun.
How many puzzling do you think we're going to have in this adventure? Is this like a 40% puzzling in total? Is really important in the game? How much of this are we going to experience?
I don't have a good sense of how to put it into a percentage of your playtime. And it's one of those things, especially with an open world game, where yes, there's a base amount of it that's part of the sort of the main path of the story, but then there's a lot more of it that you can go and engage with if you want to progress your character and have more abilities and more skills that are upgraded. And I think it's really fun, in my opinion, to have some of these areas that you're in are really giant. Like it can take minutes to walk across them, and you're progressively solving puzzles along the way. So it's really nice to have this feeling of being inside the puzzle and that you're moving around and sort of changing pieces in order to complete a whole puzzle. It's something really unique and a lot of fun in Immortals Fenyx Rising.
From all the characters that you guys have created, what is the one that you will love to take on, like take into your home? I want to be buddies with this person. Which one of the characters you have learned to love the most?
I would say if you want to go out drinking with someone, Zeus is your man. But if you want to have someone that's more serious and more thoughtful and more knowledgeable, it's going to be Prometheus for sure. He plays more of the straight man, where he's telling the story as it is, as this super epic tale, and then you've got Zeus sort of throwing in the flavor and spicing things up and making it more unique. So the combination of the two is really, really strong.
What will be that moment for you where you were playing or seeing that you go out and say, yes, this project this is a good one?
I think actually fighting some of the wraiths, so these fallen heroes of ancient Greece that have been corrupted by Typhon. You can be in the middle of something and they'll come out of nowhere because Typhon has called them to attack you because you've been causing too much trouble for him. It's always this moment of like this fight or flight, like I don't really want to fight them, so I might want to run away, but then yeah, but they have these really nice rewards that I get if I beat them. I love that sort of feeling of where the game forces you to think about, okay, what are you going to do?
Why people in Latin America should experience this game?
If you have any sense of Greek mythology or of the epicness of this thing that I think everyone shares, some of these character names or some of these stories, you're going to really enjoy this game. I think if you like open world action adventure games, you're really going to enjoy this game, because I think we've taken a lot of things that were good and great in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We've remixed things. We've changed up all the core pillars of the game. It's something brand new and fresh. You're going to like the game. And then I think if you're like me and your 2020 has not exactly been the way you thought it was going to be, this is a great game to sort of reset right at the end of the year and have an uplifting but epic adventure in this world, this fantastical world of ancient Greece. I think Immortals Fenyx Rising is the game for you.
Immortals Fenyx Rising saldrá a la venta este 3 de diciembre para la PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, computadoras, Nintendo Switch y Stadia. No te quedes afuera de esta nueva aventura.